Yoski Broskis. Coming up is a part of the almost 13-hour long Wowee Super Spec Sheet re-ranking talk show epic stream marathon and giveaway extravaganza. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel and enjoy. Without further ado, right, we got the man of the people himself. We've got our inside link to the DFK team, the spiller of all alpha, because I'm totally not twisting his arm with this right now. Kristian Peter, we're so excited to have you on right now. How you doing?
Fantastic, Wowee. 12 hours of DFK, you guys. This is absolutely freaking nuts. Huge shout out to everybody out there right now in the chat. I mean, on YouTube, I'm seeing Mega Digital Sniper, Workhorse himself is out there, Sir Worm, friends, good to see you. Freak, so many familiar faces out there. Wowee, Maddie Pass, I'm excited for this, my boys. This is going to be a crazy day, right? 12 hours of fun. We're going to go through everything alpha, what's going on right now, what happened in ETH Denver. And, you know, the guys are down in Orlando right now, hanging out at the World Web 3 conference. So that'll be interesting as well. But you guys are amazing. I mean, get your Red Bull ready, get your coffee, get your espressos, get your espresso martinis if you're up for that. And let's dive right in, guys. What's up?
That was awesome. And yes, I do have a Red Bull in front of me, as well as a care package of 3 more caffeinated drinks and a fully stocked, like, 2-liter bottle of water. I ain't leaving unless I really need to. It's probably going to have to be to go to the bathroom with all these liquids.
Well, look, Wowee, I just realized we made a huge mistake. KP has so much energy and so pumped up right now. Why did we have him on first? We should have had him on like way later in the night.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's the afternoon, right? Everyone's got the most energy right now. It's before the 2 p.m. crash. Nobody's had lunch yet. Like, this is when we're gonna be most hype, and it's just gonna, you know, for Kristian Peter, it's gonna be a great time because he'll be in and out. But for us, it might be a slow decline into madness. But I have a feeling that we're gonna power through. Now, Kristian Peter, I want to know. I wasn't able to go to ETH Denver, and I really wanted to. Could you give me a quick rundown of, like, the whole deal?
Sure. It was insane, guys. I mean, I know that you wanted to be there. Everybody was there in spirit, but it was quite an amazing week. I mean, we pretty much all flew in. I think it was that Tuesday before the conference started, and or Wednesday. Fox and Sun Bear were on the same flight. Tango flew in a little bit after that. Bolon came in early. Dirty Cajun Rice was there from the Community 6 intern, didn't get in until Thursday. But yeah, we had an incredible time. I mean, from the very first opening party that was the Metis opening night event, that was huge. It was at an enormous nightclub. There's probably about 2,000, maybe 2,500 people there. It was a DJ, just a open bar, open food. They had some amazing buffalo chicken sliders, but we partied our butts off. We got a chance to meet the Metis team there, which was great. Tom, the president, and Matt, the business development guys, and Elena. And it was a great opening event to kick off the party, get everything started. And then that Thursday was when Dreamer flew in, got up on stage during the Metis presentation. We weren't sure if he was going to make it there or not. He didn't get in until about noon, and the actual presentation went on at 1:30. So he had to get from the airport to the Airbnb to the conference, and actually got there like probably 10 minutes or so before he had to walk up on stage and do his little 3 or 4 minute spiel there with the Metis team. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. It's on the ETH Denver YouTube live stream. So cool to see Dreamer up on stage with the Metis guys. You know, there's about 25,000 people probably at the conference, and another probably 10 or 15,000 watching the live stream. So huge event. If you haven't, or you want to go to ETH Denver at some point. My last year was my first year there. It was much more subdued event than this one. This one, everybody was super excited because, of course, all these token prices are just, going through the roof. And, Metis was doing these huge announcements with Chainlink and Eigenlayer and, everybody else. And then they're like, yeah, we want to put DeFi Kingdoms in there as well. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. This is like exactly what we want as a team. And then you saw Dreamer's post today, guys. I think Maddie, you wanted to hit on that on X, and because Metis has actually dropped the press release, and you guys want to chat about this entire grant program and how much Metis is actually going to be, is going to be substantially into the development and marketing efforts around this, and I think that's going to be great. If you guys haven't seen, I'll just I'll tell you right now. $2 million in grants were given, and it's going to be, it's announced on Metis's website, and they are, milestone driven. So it's not all at once in one huge lump sum, but they are going to be given out over time for the development and Coliseum on Metis. And some of that will also go to the community. So you guys out there, I mean, when it comes to tournaments and sponsorships and all the cool stuff that we all love to do. I know the Mythic Squad Void Hunt tournament kind of kicked us off into high gear with everybody who was out there and killing the boars. But I mean, can you imagine battling for, tens of thousands of dollars in tournaments and different things across DFK? I just think this is going to be the greatest thing ever. I can't wait to go out there and, play all kinds of different games. And, once we get into the tournament time, PvP is going to be so much fun. But although I know that's the big thing of today's 12-hour stream, Wowee. I mean, we're going to get into the spec sheets and everything else. I want to get some alpha from you on, what's going to be the best combo going through PvP, right? Anyway, that's kind of an overview of ETH Denver. We were there until Sunday. 4 days of just, going through and chatting with people and talking Web3 and crypto gaming and, going from Metis event to Coinbase event to geez, it was just it was quite a time. Got to see the Halliday guys there. Got the chance to see the founder of Avalanche. I think his name is Emin Goon Searer, and he did a little talk at the Avalanche Hacker House. I got a chance to see the founder of Near, Ilya Pakushkin, and he's a lot of crypto billionaires were in attendance. But yeah, it was an amazing week, guys.
That again, why did we start with KP? This is so much energy that we could have used later in the day. But KP, yeah, I want to go through a lot of the stuff from Denver, but because you brought it up, I gotta hit on this. So Dreamer just dropped this kind of bomb. This was this morning, I think. That $2 million, that is exclusive with Kingdom Studios, or is that just in general the grants that they're offering?
So the entire Metis grant program, their development program, is 4.5 million Metis tokens.
Shit.
And Metis, as you know, is at $100.
Right.
So
yeah.
basically about $500 million. And the grant program that's getting designated, just earmarked for DFK, is going to be about 2 million of that. So, but that also too, I mean, if Metis has a bull run like we're all expecting, that could end up being a lot different, right? So, I mean, getting in at the beginning of the bull market is a lot different than getting in, at the end, as we know from last time with the chain that shall not be named that promised $1 million and never delivered. But yeah, that's a big deal, right, guys?
No, I mean, this is massive. Also, too, I think coming off of last Thursday in the AMA, we were talking about partnerships, and Sunbear was talking a lot about that stuff. And Bola was mentioning this, that like a lot of the relationships you guys are working on, like there's NDAs involved and you can't really talk about a lot of stuff. But for this news just to come out and everybody just to put it out there on the table, like this is extremely bullish in my mind. Like this is wild.
Yeah. It really is going to hopefully, facilitate the development and the overall building. We were thinking that PvP was going to be out until, all of the classes were, at least all of the basic classes were done, and, some other things, subclasses probably as well. But this is just really, it's turned up that timeline significantly. And I know that all you guys are excited about it because, hey, we all want PvP, right?
I know that's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah. Like, my time has come. I can make a living off of playing video games by destroying everybody. Yeah, I've been waiting for this forever.
Yeah, and obviously, I think it's early in the structure of the deal. Is you guys are probably still working on that. But I mean, if it was ever announced like X amount of dollars is specifically going towards tournaments, I don't know. I mean, that would make me even more bullish if possible. Is if it was like we're going to make sure that this amount is going to the community for PvP tournaments. If that news comes out, I think not only are we going to be super amped up, but that is going to start to bring in professional gamers and esports teams, that's going to turn heads, so
Legitimately, that's kind of my expectation.
yeah.
Yeah. And I know that Workhorse is going to be on later, and he's super excited about esports. So,
Yeah.
he right when we did the first tournament there, he was like, get out on all of the social sites and get DFK esports. So Bolon was rushing to get like on Twitch and on all the
Yeah.
other things, DFK esports. So you guys can chat with Workhorse, I'm sure, all about that later. But Maddie, you're exactly right. I am so stoked for the simple fact that, can you imagine if Meta said, we're going to give X amount? I mean, name that figure, right? Is it 10,000? Is it 100,000? Is it $1 million? I mean, what is that amount of metas that could be like, holy crap? These guys that are playing Dota and League of Legends, and Call of Duty and all the other games that are out there in esports style, they're like, holy crap, these guys are giving away X, and all I have to do is go and get 3 of these heroes and figure out how to play this game. I'm going to go do that and, win this money. So yeah, I'm excited about the sponsorship opportunities and the amount of buzz, the amount of marketing, and Metis is too. I can tell you that they were like, hey, can we set up something so that we get a live stream tournament that's broadcast around the world? And we're just like, sure.
I mean, you could say we've already done it. The community already did it. I mean, sort of, in the way, in our way, but like, we can do that 100%.
Right. We definitely are. I mean, it's just like they're excited about it. They have the marketing presence. They've got the team. They've got the experience now. Putting on, being the keynote speaker at ETH Denver, 25,000 people there, putting on the opening night event, putting up the closing party, doing all that stuff, doing all the event planning. I'm excited about it. I mean, we've been talking about DFK Con for a while, guys. You know that. We're hoping to get that finalized here. I mean, the Metis team is like, tell us what it is that you need and what it is that you want to do, and we'll try to make it happen. So I'm hoping that, in the not too distant future, we can announce, hey, this is the day, this is the time, this is what we're going to do. Live tournaments, live whatever it is going to be. We're going to put it together, have it out there, have everybody be able to make plans, come out, meet in real life. I know that everybody here is excited to get together in real life and get a chance to meet everybody, because once you've met the team, Dreamer, Fox, all the guys that, you see on the AMAs every week, it becomes reality. And you're like, wow, this is cool. These guys are really putting a product together that we can all get behind. We can all, support. And then we want to see this thing thrive. I mean, I'm excited about, I'm excited about the clay giveaways. I mean, it's just like,
they've been awesome. Yeah.
We're getting to the point now where people are starting to say like, oh man, I can win, a couple $100 and I can get some money from these void hunts. I'm getting these, as far as I know, there's only been one Excalibur that's been dropped so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, some of these really rare items too are really cool, but yeah, I can't wait for PvP, guys.
Yeah, we were and on the Clayton drops. This is some insider info. The ADFK Guild Discord, which is the secret Discord that unless you're in the guild you can't get in. A couple of our people, I think Delay won one of the Clayton ones, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's nice, like cool, like $12." And they're like, "No, this isn't the crystal one. This was clay. That was $300 that they won, which is just absolutely bonkers to like think. Just playing a game, you're given $300, like just for one day's,
Yeah, just sitting down for a couple hours, hanging out, doing what you would naturally do for fun anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm super bullish about it.
I'm excited about that. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I know that some people too in the chat and some of the people I've been talking to are like, what happens when we have tournaments for Gen Zeros or tournaments for land? And, all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I just won a $5,000 Mythic Gen Zero, or I just won a $100,000 piece of land, or I just won 1,000 Metis, and Metis is at 1,000 at the time. So that's, $1 million. I mean, can you imagine that? That would just be insane.
I love that idea, but also I'm so stressed out about like queuing up, like getting into a tournament, making it to the finals, and then like that being on the line, like that amount of prize being on the line is like so stressful. Like I'm excited about it, but like,
but that's a stress you want to have.
I know, that is wild. Like if this rapid shot hits, you win thousands of dollars. Like,
and then here comes the miss.
I know. But yeah, that's a fun kind of stress to have.
Right. Yeah, it's exactly what you want. And then you're on the other side going, wow, I really hope their rapid shot misses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is going to be insane. I think it's going to be exactly what DFK needs. I mean, for how long have we been saying like we just need the exposure, we just need the exposure, we just need the exposure, and we're finally getting to the point where we're getting it. And I just feel like there's going to be a huge wave that comes in, and that frankly our cool ass community isn't going to be prepared for, because there's going to be so much all at once. I remember the days, way back when, like, if you type something in general chat, it's gone. Like there was just
Right.
nothing there for the longest time. But I'm very interested. Like, KP, do you happen to know what the guys are doing in Orlando today?
Well, the big thing today was the talk that Dreamer did this morning. It was a couple of hours ago with Matt from Meta. So he's the business development guy, and they talked about the partnership and went through, what Metis is building as well. So that was what's happened this morning. This afternoon, I think Dreamer's going to be back up on stage with George from Cryptos RS, and they're going to be talking more about, the general state of what's happening with crypto gaming. So the at least we're getting that exposure, and it's in front of another probably 5,000 or so people that are down there in Florida. So it's just it's constant marketing. Bolon and Sunbear are at the booth. They're manning that, and it's normal expo conference hall, so get a chance to meet people. I can't tell you guys how many people came up to me when I was at the arcade at ETH Denver and looked at the Rockbach, the Bad Mother Clucker
Yeah.
fight, and they looked at me and they're like, "What is this?" And I handed them the card that had DeFi Kingdoms on it, and they're like, "This is DeFi. I used to have a hero. What went on? What? I thought you guys were still on Harmony." It was just like so crazy to hear like people go, "Oh my god!" They I'd say 90% of them knew DeFi Kingdoms or had played DeFi Kingdoms before there was anything to do, and now they just were doing double takes left and right. Like, wow, there's actually things I can do. And, a couple of people were like, "How do I get my hero off of Harmony?" So we were like giving them,
Yeah.
instructions on what to do in Discord and stuff. But yeah, it's fun when you are making people have that, that double take, that, oh my god, I got to get back into this. I forgot all about it. This was something that I might have bought something in or had some assets in way back, and I'm like, it started making me think. I'm like, yeah, I had my money too, and a lot of crap that I got to go back and check because I don't know if I still got that over there. But yeah, it was fun.
That is interesting. I do kind of have a general question about Denver and like the conference, and it sort of relates to what you're saying of like, people walking around and hearing about it and stuff like that. When you were at the conference, I mean, because this is a general kind of crypto conference, or I guess specifically Ethereum. Most people there are they thinking about GameFi? I'm assuming not. They're kind of probably thinking about crypto stuff in general. Um, maybe some DeFi stuff, but not specifically like Web3 gaming and stuff like that. But like, what percentage of people did you see or did you encounter, just the best of your ability of when you were there, were interested in Web3 games, um, versus kind of just like, crypto interest in general?
Good question, Maddie. Yeah, last year in the ETH Denver conference hall, there was a large portion that was all dedicated to Web3 gaming.
Right.
But when we say Web3 gaming, too, you guys know as well as everybody that's watching this that there's different flavors of Web3 games.
Sure.
You've got your Web2 games that might have a skin that now they call an NFT, or they have a token that you can use in their in-game marketplace, which I don't really consider them to be Web3 quote unquote games, because there's no Web3 aspect to them. There's nothing done on chain. It's all, just a typical gaming engine where you might have a first person shooter or something like that. And maybe the gun that drops or the items that drop are NFTs, and you can sell them in the marketplace, which is fine. I mean, it's cool. I get it. But at the same time, there's no in-game economy to it whatsoever. So when I look at the games that are actually Web3 games, the only other one that was there in the conference hall with us was Avagachi. So I mean, that's just Web3 native. It was it was one of the OGs too, along with DFK. And when we look at those, there's very few guys. I mean, there's very few games that really have an in-game economy where you've got a certain set of tokens or a certain set of game loop that you can get into where you can go out there and craft or mine or do things and earn and be able to increase your value over time. And the one thing that I always see that I know that you guys know is that none of the NFTs that are in these games are upgradable. You get a
Right.
drop or something and it's just there. Whereas, our heroes have gone up and up
Mhm.
over time, up to the point now where, I've got my first level 18 hero, which is my
Nice.
PJ warrior. Yeah. And I'm like, once you get to level 20, it's like, okay, that's as high as we can go right now. But those level 20 heroes are awesome, and then once we hit the next barrier, which is probably going to be level 30, can you imagine how much value we're going to add to these things? That's the thing that I love about this game is that, the more time that you put into it, the more grinding effort that you do, the more battles that you win, you're actually increasing the value of your in-game items, your
Yeah.
heroes and all that stuff. And I just can't wait too until we have land and crafting. I know Wowie's excited about that too. It's just going to be like, I'm going to start off with this piece of land and it's going to have, it's going to be a blank slate. We're going to have to probably build on it, create some type of value, and then be able to craft something, probably a low valued item, but then add a little bit more value to it and then craft a little bit better item. And then, hopefully build it up over time. And when we're talking about this, guys, we're talking about years. I mean, this is going to be a game that's just perpetual. I know Workhorse has said, as long as there's one person playing DFK, this game lasts forever on the blockchain. So that's what I'm excited about, is that there's just not many games out there that have that, that World of Warcraft kind of flavor where you can play these games for 10, 15 years and, still be able to go out there on a daily basis and have fun doing it. So that's what excites me most about it.
And I am very interested or curious to hear that you didn't see that many like gaming projects there. Like, were any of the was like Immutable or Polygon, were any of those big kind of those ones that have focused on gaming? They didn't have a presence there, or you know, I'm
Yeah,
curious on that. Yeah.
every of the all of the big projects for the most part, Maddie, had a presence, so they had
Okay.
a booth. So you had your Polygon ZK EVM, they had a
Yeah.
big booth there. You had hashtag Hedera, they had a
Hmm.
big booth. You had ZK Sync. They had a huge booth there. So all of the large like L2s and
Right.
the
Yeah.
the gaming chains, like Avalanche didn't have a presence per se at the conference, but they had their own hacker house, which was offsite.
Oh, cool.
So Dreamer knows all the guys at Avalanche, right? So we took an Uber over to the Avalanche hacker house and spent like a couple hours over there hanging out with Luigi and all the guys that you see on Twitter that are big time on the Avalanche, on the Ava Lab side of things. The Avalanche gaming guys weren't there. So I think they're going to be at the GDC, the Gaming Development Conference that Sunbear and I
Hmm.
are going to go up to in a couple weeks up in San Francisco. That's where we're going to get a chance to hang out with the gamers, be able to I think Avalanche is having a couple of off-site events in San Francisco. We'll get a chance to talk to them about, what's going on with the subnets and what's going on with the different gaming projects, and hopefully do some collaboration. I know Shrapnel's going to be
Yeah.
there. Some of the other big games as well. So, but yeah, for the most part, all of the larger, Alt L1s, gaming chains, the L2s, the ones that are getting built right now. Metis obviously had a huge booth, but to tell you the truth, Maddie, I only got a chance to really walk around the conference hall for that first day. After
Mm.
that, it was just so busy. I mean, we were
Yeah.
doing side events, we were meeting people, things were going on that I didn't get a chance to go back and like talk to some of the people
Right.
and meet some new people. So yeah, the time went by quick for the 4 or 5 days that we were there. Went by really quick.
Well, because I am just curious, because I feel like, going back to the whole thing, what we're talking about here, like exposure, I feel like, I, I don't know, maybe I am very biased, obviously, but I just feel like if people who are interested in gaming could just get their eyes on and just understand what DeFi Kingdoms is, I feel like more people are going to come towards it. And I feel like just the Web3 gaming in general gets more popularity. It's going to get more eyes. Rising tide, all boats go up, whatever that phrase is. Um, because I feel like it's just such a, like, on its base, a good, like an RPG that has assets that the players can own. Like, it's such a cool concept that I just think more people who are interested in this type of game like just need to see it, and then the sky is the limit, like, literally.
Like, I couldn't agree with you more, Maddie, because like to me, all right. So what popped out to me most about what KP was saying at ETH Denver was when, oh, you guys are still doing DFK. I remember that I have a hero. Is that like worth something right now? Can I do something with it? And it's that same feeling you get when you're a kid, right? And you're like collecting Pokemon cards, and you're just like, oh heck yeah, I love these little guys on these little cards. And then you do nothing with them. You forget about them. You keep them in your mom's attic for 20 years, and now it turns out, oh man, these are great. I remember these. Do these still do anything? And not only are they still playable in format, right, but they're also worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're all going to be running into that at some point, especially with just in like user viability. But yeah, I'm extremely excited for that exact aspect. Like, can you think of anything that has like the resurgence of something that has like died off, that was really popular, died off, and then came back even bigger?
I mean, fashion.
I mean, yeah, sure, but
yeah, I don't know what you're asking. I mean, like, yeah, it's very different too, because I think especially in crypto, like the ecosystem, one week is like 1 year. So like things, it's super cyclical, and like things come and go. So I mean,
and I do have a hot take on this, and I know I'm probably gonna get a little flack for this, but I think the development schedule that we have currently has been extremely fine. Like, I know people are always up in arms about when this, when that, when everything.
For the grand return of the Super Spec stream.
Appreciate the subscription, Prime sub from Rubeto. Also, Sir Worm, thank you for the gifted sub, by the by. I'm sure Franz is going to enjoy the living crap out of it. Wait, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Uh-oh.
I don't know. I lost what you were saying too.
Oh well. My hot take. I think the development
release schedule has been okay. I mean,
the release schedule has been perfectly fine, and I wouldn't want to rush something of this caliber. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want if you want that, like, oh, it was really popular back when it was only collectible, and then it kind of went away while it was in pure development mode, and now it's come back even more because it's a playable format, it's super popular again, and it's got that huge nostalgia feeling from the last bear market behind it. Like, for that to take place, the development needs to be polished, and I think that's exactly what we're getting. Like, I feel like the team might feel a little rushed to like get something that the people that are currently involved right now, like, you and me and everyone watching right now, to get our hands on something and play around with it and have fun. But ultimately, we want like the best finished product we possibly can, so that when that resurgence comes in, right, when we ride that wave again, we can get the most bang for our buck.
I mean, yes and no. The only thing I'll say is like, I want it now. That's all I have to say to that.
Yeah, I think everybody wants it yesterday, definitely. And I understand that too, because I was in that same boat of like, when we're going to get this or when are we going to get that? And I just feel like right now it's such a great time. I mean, I look at it too, guys, like, remember the bull run that we had where you had a card that, maybe had a little bit of value to it just because you did a summon and it cost you $500 to put these two summons together to get this third card, and you felt good about it because you've got this rare whatever you got at that time, and you're like, dang, this is cool, this might have some value at some point. Well, now that we're actually able to use these heroes, where we have pets that we can attach to them, we've got items that we can attach to them. That's the thing that impresses me the most, is that we have these NFTs now that we can attach to NFTs. Like, no other game is doing this. I mean, and then bridging them back and forth between different chains. Nobody. I mean, absolutely nobody is doing that. And, the different things that are going on with our in-game assets, it's just insane to me. I mean, I look at it like we're hitting these level 10 kind of, these bottom level, items. And I can't wait until we get to level 20 items. I mean, that's going to be crazy. And then when we get to level 30 items, we're just basically creating this in-game economy, and it's just taking shape as we go. As we build, things are become bigger and better, and more fun and stuff. And it's just like, I look at the airdrops that are going on right now inside of crypto. Right, there was just one for Wormhole that happened last week. 2 billion. With the B guys, those are tokens that weren't there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They are now in people's wallets. $2 billion worth of value. That's insane. That's what crypto can do. I mean, when you look at it, and I know that you guys are fans of RPGs and stuff, and we used to play all kinds of games. And when we get a quote unquote drop inside of Dungeons and Dragons or something, you wrote it down on your character sheet, right? Like, okay, I found a long sword that's +3. Oh, great. I can pencil it in there, and then next time I find something, I'll just erase it and pencil the next thing in there. This is actually something that has value, and we're equating that value to it right now inside the game, where people are like, okay, a Scally's eye is worth $1,500 or 100,000 crystal or whatever it is, right? And then you're just like, okay, cool. Well, the next item that comes up is going to be like probably better than that, so how much is that going to be worth? And the next item is going to be better than that. And I saw some of the items that dropped in the first, I think it was a Bored Ape game that they played, and one of them was worth over $1 million. And I was just like, wow, that was an item that wasn't there. A digital item that wasn't there yesterday is now worth over $1 million. Those things are just crazy to me. But that's the part that really excites me about this game, is that we all of us inside this game right now are equating what these items are worth based on what we feel. As more people come in, as more people start to see this, as more people are introduced to it from Metis or tournaments or whatever. And then, once people can actually start to wager on these things, right? I mean, sports betting now is such a huge deal across the entire United States. And it's like, well, people are going to bet on whatever they can possibly bet on. So I'm excited to see the Coliseum. I mean, we've talked about different types of wagering and stuff, and that's still a influx, fluid type of process. But I can't wait. I can't wait until it's like, okay, Wowee steps into the Coliseum, and Matty Pesca's on the other side. Here's their duel. They're gonna go at it mano y mano. Okay, cool. I'll put 5,000 on this, and we pretty much just bet on the Karate Combat Influencer Fight Club a couple weeks back, and I bet my money on Grady and Dreamer, and they both lost, and I didn't get anything from it, but I had fun watching because I was like, go, come on, get them. It was fun to get behind them and watch. And I just think that like some of the quote unquote whales inside the game would be like, all right, you've got the King Baka, and he's going against, this other guy, and they put, $5,000 or $10,000 of their own money on the line, betting on their hero lineup, betting on their, their skills and their quests. And, that's why I'm always excited to hear Wowee spec sheet, because I'm like, okay, cool. What's the best hero? What's the best statistic? What's the best skill tree that I can go through and, make my heroes as good as they possibly can be, so that when we do get in these tournaments, I've got a chance at some of these prize pools. I've got a chance to win some of them. So that's what really excites me about the game right now.
I love that. I love that so much. And just like, all right, so there's the sports betting portion, right? That is an extreme real future to me, right? But I mean, my favorite aspect is the real life economy aspect, where say it's, Wowee and Matty Pesk going at it, we're going mano y mano. It's the consistency king versus the chaos goblin, right? Here we go. And now you see Matty's in here with the Holy Trinity, of course. And it's like, okay, well, how did he build his Holy Trinity? He's got like these like really, really, really well documented, really consistent ability traits, really good stat growth on these very particular guys. And Wowee's coming in here with some insane combo. We have no idea. He doesn't even look like he looked at the ability traits. The codexes he's filled out, the skills he's chosen are a complete mess. And yet he somehow made it to the final two. What's going on, right? And what that ends up doing in like competitive card games right now, you have these like really weird decks that are like, they have no business being in a tournament whatsoever. Yeah. And then they end up going all the way and they win it, right? And all of a sudden, that deck that one kid brought that was worth like, $8 in total because everything was just a couple cents to buy every card. Now every single card in that deck is worth, $5, $6, $7, $20, $50 because it won a world tournament. So imagine what that can do for in-game hero economy and how that relates to the real world where, let's say, this seer team with a scholar and a single archer that's spamming one small stone, which by the way, bring it back please. I want my one small stone with spam back. I'm still very upset about it. I know
Yeah.
I'm just very upset about it. But let's say it's just this like super weird team comp that has no business being there. All of a sudden the seers and the scholars skyrocket in price because they saw what can be done with it. Like that's truly like that use case in an economic sense is exactly what I'm here for.
No, I think that's super exciting, and I do want to give a quick shout out to a game I played for a decent amount of time called Gods Unchained, which was another Web3 game where the cards were all NFTs, and you did see things like that where, and this happens with a lot of different card games, like one person, like exactly like you said, one person uses this unique build, and then that card list, that deck list goes viral, and everyone is searching for every single card in that deck. And that happens with Hearthstone. It happened with Magic the Gathering. It happened with Gods Unchained too.
With everything, yeah. I mean,
look what we've got right now, guys, with the the amount of archers and how much they've appreciated inside the game. Can you imagine what happens when all of a sudden this spellbow build goes into the Coliseum and just rips through the competition, and all of a sudden that spellbow price floor goes up 10x because now everybody wants this, incredible build, and it's just going to be the dominant OP inside the entire game. I mean, I see it as like you're going to have these heroes that go in, and it's going to be like, oh my God, Karakit Sage is just like got the highest stats inside the game, and that whatever the sage's name is, Merlin is going to now be worth $1 million crystal because everybody wants this one, this one of one hero. It's going to be like the entire dynamic of the game changes, because right now we kind of have an idea. All right, yeah, I like this class, I like this kind of thing, but once you see them PvP, and you get a chance to see not only the class itself, but you get to see each person's individual. Like I love what ADFK did with their alpha, their alpha characters.
That's
now
a very
they
cool function.
Yeah, those are awesome. And that's what I've really been looking for, is like, okay, who's got the best, who's got the best Dragoon, who's got the best Dread Knight? All these heroes to me are just like, okay, they're just these blank slates, and I just want to see like, okay, and not only that, I'm sure Wowee will get into it, but like, what are the stats? I mean, I didn't know that Dex was going to be such a big deal. My knights suck. I hate when I'm missing left and right. I'm going to the last swing and the boars are like, okay, all I need is one more hit. Miss. God damn it.
I swear the boars have a evasion buff when they have only one hit left. I will swear to my grave on that one.
I believe it. And also too, somebody in the chat said this, I do have a million different questions on, and I think it's so early now, but putting wagers on PvP matches, I have a million questions about that, how that system potentially would work. Also, legal questions in my head are immediately popping up, but maybe we'll save that for when SI comes on.
I mean, the way I've heard about it is it's not illegal if you don't know how it works, right? It's just magic.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's actually, I remember learning about that in law school.
Yeah, very, that's chapter 1.
But yeah,
if I don't know how it works, it's good to go.
But can you wager on your own match? Outsiders wagering on others' matches? I think, man, there's a lot of cool potential there.
I just want to say right now, I am not willing to take a dive unless you offer me a lot of money.
Well, but also too, like that. I mean, obviously, I don't want that. I don't want like unethical and like corruption, stuff like that. But also, I don't know, that is kind of a cool idea. That's like, what if both players are trying to throw it? Like,
they're playing DFK golf.
Yeah, but also if guilds come into play, and let's say it's like a specific like guild war like tournament, and like one guild wants the other guild, like there's a deal between the guilds of like they've tried to rig it or whatever, you know, quote unquote. Like there's so many weird dynamics that could be at play there that I just like, I really love the idea. But also, yeah, I have a million questions about that. But also, I think that's very early. I mean, we're talking about something that's a little bit further down the line. Let's get PvP first, then we can start wagering on stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to have those bets placed on, you know, whatever it is that you want to place them on. And that was one of my favorite things about Clash of Clans was clan wars. Every weekend, you know, our clan would get together and go against one of the other clans that was ranked close to us. And then if you won, you got a bunch of resources. I think you got like elixir and gold and, you know, stuff inside the game. But I can't even imagine like coming in, getting this amazing, like, you know, having this item up for grabs, and all of a sudden it's like guild versus guild for it. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
Freaking sweet. Or there's some kind of cup that gives like a natural boon to whatever lands the guild owns at the time, and that tournament's vied for every month. You know, that there's so much potential to go on here. But
if your guild wins the tournament, your land now has like a plus 1% on all crafting across the board.
Right, or you've got like
it seems subtle, but like that would be
all the rare
boost.
drops are like risen up for everywhere. Yeah, it would be super cool. But KP, unfortunately, the hour is coming up, and I know that you wanted to give something away to our lovely community here. How would you like to do that?
I don't know. What's the best way to go about that, guys?
So I spent way too much time yesterday coming up with a command bot to like put names into a hat and draw one out randomly. I don't know what you're giving away, but if there's multiple, do you want to give it all in one package to one winner, or would you rather space it out to multiple
why
winners?
don't we give it to 3 winners? So I've got 3 Gen 0 pairs. They're all Scholar Legionnaires. On my next summon for each one of them, I'll get Gen 1 10 out of 10s. I'm not sure when that is, probably sometime this weekend. And then once I do, I'll shoot them over to the 3 winners.
All right. Beautiful. Fantastic. So we've got 3 potential winners then?
3 potential winners.
So 3 Gen 1 10 of 10s to be summoned in the next few days.
Yeah, possibly a Gen 1 Bard 5 of 5. So
ooh.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that's huge. Okay, so So what we're going to do here, everyone who's listening, man, you can probably hear I'm getting nervous because I really hope this thing works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type a command into chat to get the bot started. The bot will interact, right? It'll let you know that you've been entered. It'll be open for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And in that 3 minutes, everyone has a chance to, you type !enter. After I get the bot going, and your name will automatically be entered into a document, and then I will be pulling a winner from chat with another command that will randomly pick a name from that line. So just want to make sure everyone understands. As soon as I get this command going, it'll let you know you got to type !enter, and you'll be entered.
Now, Wowee, not to be negative, but I've seen this function on Twitch very well before. I haven't seen it on YouTube work before. That's
what took me so long, is to marry the chats from Twitch and from YouTube to make sure both of them write the username to a document.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's going to look, here, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. It'll look like this. I'm going to put this in quotation marks. So for everybody who sees it, it'll look like that.
That's what we need. Well, we need to write that to be entered.
Right, just without the quotation marks. Gotcha. So I'll go ahead and start the giveaway now. And this is going to be, I'm going to pick 3 names out of a hat from this one entry. Good luck, everybody. It's too soon. I'm going to go ahead and start the giveaway right now, and you will be notified. All right, there you go. Giveaway is started. You have 3 minutes to type in !enter in chat for a chance to win. And oh my God, I really, 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 really hope that this writes appropriately. I tried testing this out. I really did. I tried testing this out as hard as I possibly could. And I tried to get rid of every single flaw. But if this works, this is how we're going to be doing it all day. Is there's going to be a 3-minute window for all of it. And since there's three,
well, I know, because the key thing is it's for people. You got to keep watching. You know, it's a key. That's a great motivator.
I love it, guys. This is so cool. And I can't even wait to do stuff like this inside of like tournaments, right? Where you've got the audiences out there doing stuff, and then the audience is getting, airdrops sent to them from, different aspects of the game as well. But this is so cool, guys. Thank you guys again, Wowee and Maddie, for doing this. I know that when Maddie, you first reached out, I think it was during the same time as ETH Denver. So I'm glad that you guys got this scheduled. And
we tried to,
idea.
Well, we originally were going to do this kind of a while ago. And then we talked to Bolon. He was like, maybe wait, because he knew. I mean, the thing he was referring to was Hunts V2 coming out. He's like, maybe wait a little bit. So I'm glad we got it going though.
Cool. Well, while we're finishing up here, anything else? Any other questions that you guys have? I know that you're probably going to have Bolon jump on with you at some point here, Dreamer, and I think Fox was going to do that. Some other stuff, but anything I can answer for you?
Well, I mean, this is a whole nother subject.
When Crystal Vale land?
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, when land. But no, I was going to say with the PvP stuff, did you talk to Metis at all? And you talked about doing like one big kind of tournament, like, globally. But have you talked at all about kind of casting stuff too? Because I feel like that's going to be a huge part of it. And, selfishly, like I want to do stuff like that. Like I'd love to be yelling and screaming while two people are playing a video game. That's one of my favorite pastimes. So like, have you guys been thinking about that stuff at all too?
Yeah, I think that there's going to be little, I guess, side hustles that are born from the entire gaming genre that we're going to have. That's, it's going to develop over time. But I was just super stoked about the entire Mythic Squad Void Hunt tournament. I just thought that really got my juices flowing. I didn't think it was going to be that much fun. And then when Sticks in Turn and Too Honest were doing the entire play-by-play, blow-by-blow, and they had everything set up in like 2 separate Discord channels, and I was flipping from one to the other one and watching it on YouTube along the way. And I was super excited about that. That was just like so much fun. An entire like Saturday that we spent kind of just going through and trying to kill the boards, and you never knew what was going to happen. That the RPG is just great. But I can't even imagine. I mean, guys, when we get to PvP, and we're getting to March Madness right now, right? For basketball, it's a 64-person tournament. Can you imagine a PvP tournament that's 64 players, and we play for an entire weekend? You get down to those finals on Sunday night, and everybody's watching and cheering and betting on it. You got announcing, you've got all the.
That's so cool.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited.
And also too, I mean, I know we're repeating ourselves, but like that one guy who like no one in the community knows him, and he's using a seer and a scholar, and it's like we've never seen it before, and like he upsets the #1 seed. Like, how exciting is that? That is super fun. Like I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see what happens, and it's fun just to watch everybody in the community. I love watching the YouTube streams and the X streams as well, where you guys are just showing your different builds off. It's fun because I usually go in. I get nervous if I don't have a priest. I'm in that realm right now where I want to have a healer, and if I 100%. Don't go in with a healer, I feel like I'm missing something. And I watch so many people that go in with like archer, or warrior, archer, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to try that at some point, but I don't know. To me, it's just like I want to have that priest on my side.
I agree 1,000%. I can't. I don't know how. I mean, right now I have 3 teams of priest, archer that I feel very confident. Those 3, I usually can get a win if usually maybe 1 or 2 retries on the bad mother cluckers. But like those are the teams I'm comfortable with. The other ones, it's riskier for me, and I don't like doing them as often. But the priest, archer is my build right now, and so I agree with you.
Awesome. Well, cool. What's the plan for the rest of the day, guys? I mean, you've got 11 more hours of this stuff.
I know. We haven't even touched the Spec Street, which I'm happy with. I want to save that because there is a lot of hours to fill. But eventually, we want to go through those traits and kind of re-rate those traits and some of the maybe go some of the new mechanics that we've seen, stuff like that. So we'll get to that. I'm excited. We have Kong on next. He's in the waiting room right now, and I'm excited to talk to him about his trip down to Mexico with Grady.
Yeah, that sounded awesome. Doug's Hype came on Sarge's stream last night and talked
Yeah,
about
I
it.
saw that.
He was down there in Mexico too, and those guys just had a great time. I know that when you get a bunch of crypto guys together, it can't be nothing but fun. But yeah, I'm excited to hear the rest of the stream. Anything else you guys want here before I jump off?
Yeah, we're gonna pick the winners real quick, and I am going to
Okay.
open up. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna open up another spreadsheet and make sure I keep everybody's wins here. So we're gonna go.
Just real quick though, KP, what's the next class to be released?
It could be the pirate.
Ooh,
It could. Yeah, it definitely could be. I loved your analysis though, Maddie. I mean, I was sitting there listening the entire time. It's awesome when you guys get on Bogside and you guys speculate about everything, and I love the logic, and it's fun. It's really cool to listen to. I'm
actually pulling that back. I don't know if I think I said this on the last episode of Bogside, but I'm pulling that back, and I think it's Berserker now because of the gore axe.
I love the gore axe.
I know, right? But the Berserker is the one who can handle the two-handed axe, so I feel like it actually might be Berserker in that class. That's my new theory.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the winners here, making sure that the text doc is correct. Nice. I do want to let everyone know that no, it did not work, so I had to enter all your stuff manually.
Really?
I mean, what is tech if not inherently flawed because I didn't do it right? All right, so the first winner will be chosen. The first winner of a potential Mythic Gen 1 1010 or a Mythic Bard 5.5. Who knows? But to be granted by KP at a later date as soon as they are up. All right, Brado B is the first one. Sweet. All right, hopefully this does different random lines. Winner number 2, Dank Nation. Nice. It does. Congrats. And then we've got Trey Ball. Congratulations, guys.
Nice.
I am putting your usernames here in my spreadsheet, and just reach out to me or KP with your wallet addresses to get your stuff. The easiest way to get a hold of me, if you can't get a hold of me on this platform, if you can't message me on Twitch, or I don't know if there's a message function on YouTube, to be honest. But you can always reach out to me on Discord. And if you can't find me on Discord, or if I'm too hard to find on Discord, or if KP's too hard to find on Discord, I'll tell you exactly how to get to us. Go to the DFK Discord server. Everyone should know where that is and absolutely be a part and love it. You're going to find KP's name, I believe, in yellow as a team member. Is it yellow? Yes,
it is.
You're going to see him under the devs, and you're going to see me under the Kingdom Building Partners in like a turquoise green. I'll be at the top of the list, and KP should be pretty close to the top of his list. We should be pretty easy to find the real ones. I won't reach out to you first. I think this should be stated across the board. We will never reach out to you first. I do not want to know what your private key is. I do not want anything. Don't ever send me anything unless you go through a proper channel to do that. I will not reach out and say, give me money, please. If that's the case, that's not real. So again, congrats to our winners.
Congratulations, guys. Awesome. Thanks again, Wowee, for putting this on. And Maddie, you guys are super awesome. Everybody who comes on today, I'm going to try to circle back around and listen to this later, probably on 2X so I can get through it all. But I was happy to kick this off. I hope I got some good energy for you guys. Get into those Red Bull. Get those espressos. This is cool, guys. Enjoy it. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Oh, I cannot wait. Thank you so much for coming on.